Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Okay, today is my number day. Okay, 7777. Yep, that's when I was born, so don't act like you don't know. So the next time July 7th roll around here, I'm gonna need you to be on this phone saying happy birthday, Dineen, happy birthday, Dineen. Yep, that's what I said. You think I'm telling you my business for no reason? Nope. 7 is my number, and today is the 7th day of Christmas with Dineen's 12 Days of Christmas. My name is Dineen Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the number one training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, build a highly profitable business. And you may be wondering, how in the world can you even promise anything like that? Well, I tell you this. If you build your confidence, your courage, and your competence to accept, believe, and commit to what God has called you to do, it has nothing else to do but work. I mean, he has already given you all the things that you need to get started. Why you haven't taken the leap of faith, I don't know. Why you ain't started that thing 5 years ago like he told you, I don't know. But I'm telling you, waiting ain't gonna change the assignment. Put that in the chat. Waiting ain't gonna change the assignment. So if you want your life to be the best life it could be, you need to just go ahead and listen to my shirt and just go all in and just jump and do the best you can. And I promise you, it will get better along the way. But look, y'all, I don't want to hold you up. Go get your notepad. Go get your pen. You already know how we doing this because we've been doing this for like 7 days now, of course. Yes. And before we get into this conversation, I want to go ahead and pick the winners so y'all will know. And don't say that I didn't announce and I didn't give you enough time or you didn't hear me say it. It's going to post after this anyway. So winner of day five is Benita Jenkins. Okay, Benita, you getting all the things, but I'm for it because you here and you registering, you got it. So the 5 second rule is yours. As soon as we get through all this process, all the gifts and everything will be going out in links and everything. And Benita, since you racking them up, girl, I guess everything just gonna be in one big swoop. You're gonna have a very merry Christmas. And the consultation for your estate planning, Tamu, you the winner. You the winner. Now, Tamu, lock in. Now, you said your feet was to the fire. Gwen picked the number 2. She said number 3. You was number 3 on the list. You got it. So I just want you to know it's not me putting your feet to the fire. It's just what's meant. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take that action. Get with LaShawn, get everything worked out so you can go ahead and get your estate planning done because there's no reason to wait. Let go of that fear and all those other things that she talked about on yesterday. And if you missed it, go back and catch the replays. You can't win the prizes, but you can get the information. And some of this stuff you can purchase. So, hey, pay for your consultation. Go to her page, LaShawn E. Michael, and pay for your consultation. Or order your book, 5 Second Rule, or any of the other books we have. Or get with Christy and get those downloads and things that she's been giving away as well. But today we're back here with Gwendolyn Althea. She is going to introduce herself and introduce the topic that we're going to talk about today. So, Gwen, the floor is yours.
All right. As she said, I'm Gwendolyn Althea, also known as the Well-Rested Yogi, and my purpose in life is to help our communities understand that rest is your number one success strategy. Woo. Without rest, the rest of the things don't work. And so I encourage and support and fully back and help people find their specific rest plan that works for them in their individual lives. But today we are going to talk about the challenge of gratitude. And so I'm sure I'm not the only person that can think back on examples if something was going wrong in your life. And the first thing somebody says is, well, you should be grateful because somebody got less food than you.
Come on. Wait a minute. Now, let me tell you. Now, let me say this. Girl, let me tell you, you igniting the flame over here because people, yes, I'm just going to leave it right there. I don't want to say too much because I don't know where this conversation is going. But all I'm saying is, you on my street because of course, and they do believe. Do you think they believe
it's good intention? It's good intention. They do. They think they do. They think it's encouraging and it's a way to uplift you. However, of course, when you're coming to talk to somebody about something that's going on in your life, you want them to listen. You want them to take in what you're saying. You want them to recognize your issue, not brush it off by saying, well, it's starving kids in Africa. That was the one when we were kids. No, you don't want to eat your food? It's starving kids in Africa. Okay, but I
Yeah,
still
but
don't
I
like
done had this
peas.
peanut butter and jelly 5 times this week.
And I still don't like peas. I don't know. You know, so
I'm
it
just
can be
saying.
frustrating. You're in this moment of whether it's distress or just you need something from somebody, and their first thing is like, forget that problem. You should just be thankful. You
You should,
alive,
yeah.
you know?
Girl, yeah. That is, y'all. I'm sorry. It's painful. I just want y'all to stay. As a matter of fact, don't do that no more.
Don't
Stop.
do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that no more. When, especially if it's a friend that consistently listening to you vent and pull out all the things that you want to say and you complaining about 15 times over 20. Like you just keep talking about the same thing and ain't doing nothing, and they ain't told you that. Right? That's what I be wanting to say. Like, please don't talk to me about this no more because you're not gonna do nothing about it. Right? That's what I may want to say, but that's not the
Mm-hmm.
time to say it. And
Correct.
it's not the time that when I finally open up and share some stuff with you that I'm frustrated about or that has me down or that I'm challenged by, don't tell me to be thankful because that was said to me recently. Be thankful. Be thankful. You know, an attitude. What did she tell me? An attitude of gratitude is what helped me get through the things that don't work for me. And but while she is receiving maybe double, if not triple, the amount of the thing that I'm receiving. Now just let that sit in. It's easy for you to encourage me when you triple, quadruple blessed, and you want me to be happy with one. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you don't want
Yeah.
me to think that to try to evaluate, well, what's wrong here? What have I
Mm-hmm.
done wrong? What's the mismatch? Where am I lacking? Where have I not showed up? What am I doing wrong? But you don't want me
Mm-hmm.
to ask those questions. And I think maybe because it may challenge you a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But you don't feel like it's okay for me to ask those questions, which I think any normal person would want to
Yeah.
know on like, okay, tell me where I'm falling short. But you're gonna tell me that I need to be grateful.
Yeah. And we
And get,
hear it so often.
yeah,
It's almost like people feel like gratitude is always simple. It's just as simple as, oh, I'm thankful. And sometimes that's true. But a lot of times there are seasons where gratitude is very challenging. So you can put, as a friend of mine says, all the quotes on the yoga wall
come
that
on.
don't really necessarily have any meaning. Sometimes you read them and you're like, what does that actually mean? Like, what is the result from that? It sounds real good. But in real life, there are struggles, there are trials. And in those moments, gratitude can be hard. If you are facing an eviction,
Come on.
I wish you would come and tell the person, well, be thankful because you've had this long to be in the apartment or just
Punch you
anything.
in the face. You gonna get punched in your face. Jesus help me. Tell them that they go. Don't send them over here when I got the eviction notice on my door telling me to be
Listen,
gratitude and be happy for the amount of time that I was able to live there. I will punch
yeah,
you in.
it is hard. It is hard. And so I think we're just kind of raised in the world to be overly optimistic sometimes. Optimism is a wonderful thing. It's an excellent tool.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily appropriate in all spaces and places and times. And
Amen.
so you have to recognize that and be sensitive to the moment that you're in. It is okay to have a moment of doubt,
That's right.
multiple moments of doubt. All the years
Thank you.
we've been on this planet, you know how many moments of doubt you're going to have. And
Yes.
it's okay. You work your way through it. Some people are grateful and grieving at the same time.
Amen.
They don't need you to come and be like, well, thankful because you had them for this many years with you. No, that's not how that works.
Put
Grief
that.
is
I'm writing
grief.
this. That's a drop. Y'all need to put that in the chat. Sometimes people are grateful and grieving. Okay,
Yeah,
tis is the season, but tis ain't the season to be jolly for everybody.
everybody. That's right. And especially this time of year can be challenging for so many people.
Yeah.
You're thinking about people that are no longer with you, traditions that may fall by the wayside, just a number of things. It can be hard financially for people during this
Come
time
on.
of year. You want to get things for your kids, and it's like, the budget's a little tight. A lot of parents feel guilt around that. There's so much that is happening that it is very important that we stop and acknowledge those moments with the people that we care about and let them share
Amen.
and listen with a compassionate ear and a compassionate heart and not just regurgitate simple cliches.
See, that's the thing about a cliche. A
I
cliche,
don't like
y'all.
them
Cliches are dangerous.
very
Put that in the
much.
chat. Cliches that y'all just be running off at the mouth with. I'm sorry. See, she done pressed my. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even like Gwen press
It's
my
all right.
button like this. But my button now this challenge of gratefulness, because this is something that I just went through on last week where somebody told me that I should have an attitude of gratitude when they get in triple and quadruple the amount of all the things. Like I get it, and I think people also don't understand to be able to share how you're feeling with someone means that you trust them. And for them to come back at you with the be grateful is like a stab in the throat. I just want y'all to know that. And what it has led me to do is to question if that's the person that I should be if that is even the person that I should talk to. Because again, it's okay for me to hold, listen, encourage them through their upsets, breakdown, disappointments. Um, but then when I share, and again, maybe just sharing it too often, right? I started questioning that too, and maybe they don't want. I mean, maybe I said this to them too many times, or like maybe they don't agree, because again, I don't know what time during this 12 days of Christmas, but I talk about why people actually complain to their friends and their family. One is to be heard, but the other thing is also to get agreement. People want people to be on their side. Like, yeah, girl, that's sure enough wrong, and if I was you, I would blah blah blah, right? People want a group of people to be in agreement with them. It's lonely to be in a place by yourself, right? So
Absolutely.
even if it's just for agreement. And again, and there's ways to listen without agreeing. Okay? So I don't want you to start agreeing the things that you don't think is true, because some of this stuff people be mad about is foolish. But give them their foolish time. Like, give them their foolish time and space to feel the way that they feel if you have the relationship with them. And I'm guessing if they're sharing it with you, there must be some form of relationship there. But I'm sorry, Gwen, as you were, because
Yeah.
I'm not probably
And
sidetracked
no,
this.
and to your point, for a vast number of people, vulnerability is hard.
It is.
And so if you keep that in mind, when someone comes to you with a vulnerable share,
Yep.
that might give you pause to just stop and listen and take it in and hear their heart. And perhaps one of the things I suggest is, when someone comes to you, when they're finished, ask them what they need instead of
That's right.
giving them, be grateful. What do you, in this moment, and they might not know in that moment, but ask them in this moment, do you know what you need?
Yeah.
Is there something that you need from me beyond listening?
Now that's a chattable. Put it in the chat.
You know what
Ask
I mean?
people what they need. Stop just giving your unsolicited gratitude.
Yeah. And I also think we're kind of taught by observation, watching the adults as we grow up, that no one is comfortable with like that space of silence. So they got to fill it with something. And saying it's usually some cliche or platitude when people pass, or, well, they're better off where they are now. Well, I'm supposed to do it that. They're in a better place. I mean, that could be true.
Maybe.
And you're right,
Have you
could
been
be
there?
true. Could
Have
be
you?
true. Might not be. But that don't mean I don't miss them. They could
Correct.
be next to Jesus, and I'm gonna still be like, but I want them here. That's
Correct.
natural, right? And so
Yes.
the urge to always fill a gap, because people are uncomfortable in silence. I'm not. I could sit and look at you for 3 hours. They'll tell
Honey.
you. I teach my teams when I manage them how to use silence in meetings, because it goes back to people will ask you to do something, and I just say no, and I just look at them.
Like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be. Oh, what is that?
I don't
I
say
couldn't
nothing.
possibly.
Couldn't possibly.
Oh, I couldn't
I couldn't
possibly.
possibly. And
Oh,
I've had them practice. I was like, I need you to sit here and practice. You're going to want to say something. Don't say nothing, because I promise you, if you can out silence them, they're going to yield.
it's like,
It's power in silence, but we don't know how to sit in things. And sometimes you just have to sit and listen and let it be. And so, it's normal that gratitude becomes difficult when life is heavy.
mm, that's a hey.
That's
Put it in the chat.
normal.
It's
It's normal.
normal. Say that again.
It's normal that gratitude becomes difficult when life is heavy.
Becomes difficult. Y'all put this in the chat. I'm taking my own notes. When things get heavy. Mm,
Listen, if my mother, when it's her time to go be with Jesus, and somebody tells you they saw me at the club that night, somebody come get me, because it ain't right. That's not a normal. That wouldn't be my normal response. So something's not right. We gotta go get her and check on her,
that's right.
and that's okay. Like, it's the challenge of gratitude can be learning how to hold conflicting truths at the same time. It's the same thing with grieving and gratitude at the same time. They seem contrary to one another, but they can coexist.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
Um,
absolutely correct.
a couple of months ago, I sat in the workshop, and the majority of the talk was around how grief and joy go hand in hand. They seem like contrary opposites, but they
Right.
go hand in hand. And it's simple as even a job. Maybe you get a new opportunity, so you're happy, like, oh, I got this new opportunity. But you love the job you had as well. You're going to miss your team. You're going to miss the environment, possibly. So those two things are living together. You know, we have kids.
Yeah.
I know I think about Life Before Solomon
Yes.
and be like, oh.
Honey, 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 honey. I'm just saying, I didn't love it as much as I needed to. That's what I say. Like,
Listen,
that's all right, but
absolutely.
it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's coming back full circle, honey,
It's
in
it.
just a short little while, baby.
I ain't mad at it.
FOMO, I got four more
I
years,
ain't mad
FOMO.
at it. I slowed down a little bit this year. I was like, let me put some more money away. Don't do all the things. But
It's a
yeah,
new day.
it's a different freedom before you have kids. It's a different freedom before you get married. All these different things. And it's okay. We always think of grief in terms of death, but we can grieve so many things. It can be
Correct.
something that you wanted to happen that didn't happen.
That's right.
It could be a creative endeavor that didn't go the way that you wanted it to go.
There you go.
It could be, I love my car and that joker got jacked up. I'm grieving my Instagram page.
What
Not
happened
well
to?
rested yogurt, great, make a dope life. Because I realized about 3 months ago that the season for Make a Dope Life was over.
Hmm.
And so it needed, but it's still up there.
Right,
Even
but
though
it's
I
just
know it's time. But I was really sitting there like, this was 10 years of my life in this space doing this. And I'm excited about what the next thing is. But I'm like, I really was sitting there on my couch like, this was
and I don't
10
know what it is
years.
about the number 10, but last year I had been going live like for 10 years. It started back in 2014. And I had been going live for 10 years, and I was just like, you know what? Mm, I think I'm done. I think the Empowerment Friday, the Dineen live at 5. Yeah, we're gonna sit this down. And at
Yeah.
first it was hard, right? Like it was no, at first it was I loved it because it was like I going live or showing up and being consistent in any space that require you to be present 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 5 days. At first I started 5 days a week. Then I had to like, okay, now
Yeah.
let me go to 3 days a week. So then I did Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But um and then at one point it was just one day a week. When I first started, it was Empowerment Fridays. And the videos were recorded, so they weren't live. I didn't do my first live until 2019. Um and it was just, similar to what you're saying. I just knew that one, it wasn't producing what I wanted, and why continue to do something that's not producing what your intent is. Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, maybe serving people. Yeah, maybe helping people. But is it actually doing what it is that I want it to do? It can't just be a good thing for everybody else and it depletes
Mhm.
me, you know? And I don't know what your reason is, but it will be okay. And guess what?
Mhm.
You can always start it back. Because people
Yep.
think these doors are closed doors and they go in one direction. Nope, it's a revolving door. If I walk
Absolutely.
out of it, guess what I could do? Walk back in it. Why? Because I said so and I created it.
That's right.
It is. It
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so the notion is learn to listen. Just
Yeah.
learn to listen. You don't have to necessarily say anything. First of all, let the person finish. Don't interject. And please don't interject with your own story
I know that's right.
because all that does is shifts the attention from what they came to
Them
you
to
to
you.
talk about onto yourself. And so that can also be very hurtful
Mm,
in a moment like that. If
wow.
I'm coming to you because I need to share this and then you flip it and it becomes a conversation about you, nobody, I'm not happy.
Right.
That's going to be a
Right.
whole other conversation.
That's gonna
And
be a you
so
know what, I'll talk to you later. I'm serious.
that's,
Oh,
yes,
honey. That's I
yeah,
mean that's kind of where we go.
yeah. And so I'm very much, I believe in both and.
Right.
I believe in and so much that I literally have a huge ampersand hanging on my wall in the bedroom that I can see all the time to remind me that, to your point that you make often, like there is no one way.
No.
There's space for all these things. You can do this and that.
Yes.
And then I can also do that and that.
Yes.
And so there's space there. And so how you navigate those challenging times when gratitude is hard is going to look different for everybody. But what I will say is, I always suggest a pause. Just pause in the moment, wherever you are, not in the middle of the street, but wherever you are, you could be sitting in your car, you could be home, and just take a minute to sit with it, which can be uncomfortable for people. And I acknowledge that it might feel uncomfortable at first. And then just take a breath and then another one, a deep one, not just
Yeah.
your regular shallow breath, and give yourself space.
Yeah.
And I remind my students all the time that whatever it is that comes up, it's okay. Allow it to be okay because it came up for a reason. And so
Yeah.
don't try to push it away. Don't try to shove it away. Don't try to pretend that this didn't happen because the longer you keep pushing it down, that also makes you sick.
It does.
All the stress, all of the, holding everything in, holding everything tight, not being able to talk to anybody, convincing yourself that it's just you and yourself against the world. Um, None of that puts you in a good mental or physical space. And so at the same time, you also don't want to force gratitude.
No.
It's bad enough when someone else says it, but if you sitting there trying to tell yourself, well, I should just be grateful. I don't know that that's the right approach. I believe and encourage people to extend themselves the same grace and compassion you would give to somebody else. And so we do exercises around that. If your friend came to you and said what you're sharing now, what would you say to them?
Right.
And then, okay, now say that to yourself.
Correct.
We can be so hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up, so roughly, but also understanding that gratitude requires capacity. And sometimes in those rough moments, in that moment, I don't got the capacity to be sitting here saying, "Oh Lord, I'm thankful right there."
That's right.
In that
And that's just
moment,
honest.
is God, this ain't going right good right now.
Right.
I need something, but right now I ain't getting ready to be like, "Oh Jesus, I'm grateful."
Right. Like,
You
no.
know, gratitude might come later. You might learn something from the situation, and
That's
you might find some. But in the moment,
nah.
you don't have the capacity, and that's okay. God sees and knows you better than anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure He ain't mad because you in the moment didn't say, "Oh Lord, they turned my lights off, Jesus," but I'm thankful.
Right. Nah.
You know,
How to get these lights back on so I can have some heat tonight, or air conditioning, or my food don't go bad, or whatever it is
all
that
those things,
may
all
be
those things.
concerning you. It's just so many other things even behind whatever it is that you shared, that, I mean, you might not even be aware of. So, you know, there's challenges, like you said, behind where that comes with gratefulness. Yeah.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, yeah. And and I don't think any of us would disagree that gratitude is important.
Right.
It's just not the only thing in the world.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
just not the only thing, and it's not it's not going to show up in every moment, and it's not his job to show up in every moment. We try to force it. It makes it seem like it's supposed to be there every moment, but that's just
We
not what
force
it
it.
is. Right? Like we gonna pretend to be grateful so the other person don't say that to us. I ain't pretending nothing. I gave that up years and years and years ago. If I don't
Oh,
like it, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it. If I don't feel that way, I don't feel that way right now. Go ahead with that.
wow.
And it doesn't mean you're not an ingrate. It just means in this moment it's challenging. It's
Yeah.
challenging,
And
and
that's
you can.
and you're human,
That's right.
and you are human, and no one should expect anything else besides you being human. That, you know what, this don't work for me. This don't work for me. And I ain't excited about it, and I'm not about to be excited about it, and that's okay too.
Yeah. And then my final thing is think about how many things you haven't addressed in your life
Mm.
because you skipped over it to pretend you was grateful.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Because acting like you're grateful in the moment when you're challenged, that's like being in denial. So you're not handling the thing that you need to handle because you feel pressured to just be like, oh, well, I'm grateful. It's okay.
Hot mess. Hot mess. And it's funny that you said that too, because I just think of, like you said, being overly optimistic. We fail to take the actions that is there to take, because we're trying to be optimistic about something. And it's like, no, this is not the time to be optimistic. This is the time for you to take some action. Yeah, the optimism of knowing that it's going to work out is a good place to stand. But when you are standing for something or from something, the actions are different. It's like fighting for and fighting from. Is two different stands to have, that has two different sets of actions, because it's in the mindset. And when wherever it is that you're standing is going to dictate the next action, but it's also based on the belief system of where you're coming from or for. And
Hmm.
it's a difference. I mean, yes, two small words, but totally two different sets of actions and different places to stand. And when you get that, that's because that's how significant language and words are. And I keep saying that. If it's anything that I want you to get, is that words are
What you
everything.
say? Everything. Everything.
Everything. And when you get that, like checking out yourself and seeing where you stand and where you coming from and what you really think and what you believe and how you feeling about this and what brought forth that feeling and where did that come from, what make me think the way that I'm thinking. And like, I don't know what it is. We don't, I would say we don't do a lot of reflection or
Right.
asking questions about our belief systems. Like I don't know if we're afraid of it or we don't know that it's a thing, but it's running you. And everything
Mhm.
that you're doing is based on some belief system, some programming, or something that you have going on in your mind that if life ain't looking the way you want to, some of those things, if I was you, I would question. That's all I'm saying. But okay.
Mhm.
Well, closing out. Anything else you want to say about the challenges of gratitude that you haven't covered that you want to get in here before we go?
Just a reminder that gratitude isn't necessarily about being thankful all the time. It's also about being honest and noticing what really matters, even when things are hard. So
Yeah.
you don't want to skip that. We don't want to gloss over the moment that we're in. We don't want to push it down, ignore it, or be in denial just for the sake of saying, I'm thankful right now, I'm grateful right now. It's okay to have a moment and multiple moments and some more moments and some other moments in spaces and time where in this very moment it's hard to just be like, this is really rough.
Yeah.
And it's been rough for a while.
Oh wow. Come on.
So it's hard right now. I think I know I'm blessed and I'm still, I'm still here. But this thing is hard right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard right now. That lift your hand is hard. Them arms is heavy
Yeah. And
because I'm carrying a bunch of other stuff.
and it's hard to not say this in the moment, right? And I want to put this here because I think it's counterintuitive to the conversation that we're having, but I do want to say this. And however long it takes for you to get to the space of gratitude is however long it takes. Um,
Good.
we do believe that you're gonna get there. And like I just remember the pandemic like just being a very financially rough time. And the pandemic wasn't two days. The pandemic was some years. And I can't even really tell you when it started turning around. Because sometimes you're in a place of trying to get out, right? Like I don't know, like once you find yourself in the space and you feel like you're suffering, I mean, you're trying to get out. You just like, I want this to stop by any means necessary. How do I get to a better place?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The thing about that place though, that I find myself every time is, did I use the downtime wisely? What do I mean by that? When that shift in your life is happening, like whatever it is that's going awry in the Greenbrier, as me and LaShawn would say, whatever it is that's going awry, it is opening up a space for you to slow down and to stop, to build something, to learn something, to slow down. Like it's an opportunity again because we're so emotionally attached to some of the things that we lose or we have to say goodbye to or we have to shift from, that we don't take that opportunity to fully prepare for where we're going or to appreciate where we are. Like not trying to get nowhere, not trying to go, like throughout this time, whatever the challenges may be for you to feel gratitude, I want you to just take a look at where you are. And if you need the rest, take the rest. Because your situation, it ain't changed in 2 months or 3 months. It's probably not going to change. It might not change tomorrow. There's, like Gwen said, there's something in it for you potentially to learn or to enjoy. Because sometimes we think all challenging situations is to bring forth some type of pain or lesson. Sometimes it's for rest and for enjoyment and for reflection. All the things, like she said, what did you say? Coincides joy and grief, or
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
you try to see the other side of the coin, and don't let all this time of downness, slow downness, shifting be a whole bunch of anxiety and agitation on getting out, because you are missing an opportunity of rest, refocusing, regrouping, reprioritizing. Like, there's sometimes slow down challenges are good. So just don't stop rushing everything. And I did stop rushing everything. Just be okay where you are. And if you do believe, know that a better day is coming. A better day is coming. But today is a great day too, for however it is and however it isn't. So let me say that. And it don't have anything to do with being happy or gratitude. Just chill. Just relax. What you say, breathe in and breathe out, honey. But okay, all right, Gwen. So look, I have right now the Inner Circle Collective code up on the screen. Go ahead and do it. Drop it in the chat. Or we'll drop it in the chat so you can grab hold of it and get it. But listen, the next QR code that I'm about to put up, it is all about the giveaway. Yep, the giveaway. So tell me, what is it that you're going to be giving away today after we had this conversation about the challenges of gratitude?
So today I am offering a 1-hour rest strategy session.
Okay.
And so what happens in those sessions is that we meet, we talk, I have some questions for you. Hopefully you have some answers for me. We talk about what's going on in your life and try to figure out a strategy for you to get the rest that you need. And rest doesn't necessarily just mean sleep.
Right.
Sleep is very important, but there are other ways that people find rest. You find rest in community. You find rest in your family sometimes, long as they acting right, because them kids, even when they over adult age, them kids. But there are different things. And so like figuring out where you find joy, where you find comfort, where you find space to be fully yourself, and figure out a plan that works for you, that is sustainable and not stressful.
Amen.
Because if it's stressful for you, then it ain't restful. It ain't doing what it's supposed to do. You're doing the wrong thing. So you already stressed at work. You stressed at this. If you're trying to find time for joy, it's stressful, then we have to reevaluate.
Amen. Amen. That's a good deal. So look, if you know that there's some revamping, some restful things that you need to adopt or would like to adopt or shift or change or look at or transform, like those are all good things, different stages, different activities or different ways, right, to get to a restful place or a place where you could breathe again and think clearly. And like she said, strategize. It's a new year coming. And this is the perfect time to hit the reset button. Again, not regretting where you are, not regretting what happened. For those of you that want to cross the finish line, though, I'm going to need you to get on it. Right? If you want to cross the finish line, haven't accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. But again, sometimes you have to slow down and speed up. Sometimes you got to breathe to be able to get some clarity. So take this opportunity to register, get your session, get your strategy session, get more rest in your life. It is necessary. And just like she said, not just sleep, but rest. Restful things and places. Like I took a rest from Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was here at my house getting ready for Christmas. And that was enjoyable for me. And I wasn't sleeping. I was working. I was doing things. But it was restful for me. Holidays could be very stressful. Prepping food, getting ready for family, clean up, buying gifts. It's a lot of things happening during the holidays. Now, some of y'all enjoy it immensely because you're just showing up. But for those of us who create and make it happen, it takes something to do. So we ain't forgetting that either. Find your rest, get to a restful place. Always looking forward to serving you. So look, guys, go ahead, register. We'll be announcing the winner of the 7th day on tomorrow. Congratulations to Benita. Congratulations to Tamu. Benita, 5th day. Tamu the 6th day. So we are rolling right along. Again, these things also will be posted on the page. Press the link, get in it to win it. Your free strategy, your free rest session, strategy session, get in it. The only way that you can win it is to register. Thank you, Gwen, for being here. Looking forward to serving with you inside of the Inner Circle Collective. Make sure you get on that wait list as well. Registration will be opening soon, and you got to be on it to get it. All right. We love you. We look forward to seeing you. See you tomorrow for day 8 of Dineen's 12 Days of Christmas. Y'all have a good night.